Tulsa Public Schools making plans to put your kids back in classrooms. Which students could be going back first? An entire class sent home to quarantine in Pawnee. When students there will be able to go back into the classroom. And a live look at Tulsa International Airport as they look to cut back in a major way. Just how much they could save by cutting ties with the Tulsa Fire Department.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News This Morning starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Michelle Lynn. The time now is 4:30. Tulsa students could soon return to the classroom as an entire grade in another district is sent home to quarantine. We've got those stories and more coming up, but first, it's chilly this morning, feeling like fall. Meteorologist Michael Sager is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking a cool start.
It is a cool start, but a little warmer compared to what we had yesterday morning. For your afternoon plans in about 10 minutes.
We begin with our coverage of the coronavirus in Oklahoma. Let's run through the very latest numbers from the state health department. Monday, that agency announced 665 new cases, pushing the running total since March to nearly 92,000 cases. 3 more Oklahomans have died. All were at least 65 years old. There are more than 12,700 active cases statewide. Nearly 1,700 of them are in Tulsa County. There are 699 people in the hospital in Oklahoma with COVID-19. 228 of them are in the ICU, and it's flu season. New numbers show only 14% of the state's ICU beds are available right now. That's the second lowest we've seen during the pandemic. Doctors say ICU beds can be critically important to the survival of COVID and flu patients. Oklahoma health experts feel hospitals could soon be overwhelmed.
It is possible to be infected with both influenza and with the COVID virus at the same time, so we know that. If we were to have a bad flu season, I think we could see overwhelming our hospital capacity pretty quickly.
You can be sick with coronavirus and flu at the same time. Experts say COVID-19 did not fully hit until close to the end of the last flu season, so it's not clear how the two viruses will interact this year. Now at 4:33, Tulsa Public School students may head back into the classrooms. The superintendent announced a phased plan. Fox 23's Amanda Harry's live near the TPS Service Center explaining when that could happen.
Superintendent Dr. Gist recommends live in Tulsa, covering news that matters. Amanda Harry, Fox 23 News.
All 5th graders at Pawnee Elementary School are in quarantine because of a COVID-19 outbreak there over the weekend. Fox 23's Scott Martin is live explaining who else the school sent home yesterday.
All 5th grade teachers and students now under quarantine for the next 2 weeks, Michelle.
We're hearing from Kiefer school officials about a controversial homecoming parade float. Take a look at these crowds gathered outside Kiefer schools Monday. Dozens of people showed up armed to protect children who they say are being targeted by Black Lives Matter protesters and terrorist groups because of the homecoming float they decorated to support President Trump.
So did anyone see it before y'all went out?
Yes, everyone
Both
saw
of
it.
our sponsors.
I mean, even the senior sponsor saw it. So, I mean, they didn't really say anything.
The district tells us we've addressed this matter internally and look forward to continuing the already challenging year, focusing on the safety and academic needs of our students. At 4:37 new this morning, there's an Amber Alert for a missing man from Seminole County. Deputies are looking for 70-year-old Elmer Morris. He was last seen in a blue T-shirt and blue jeans around 5 last night, driving a white Ford 2009 F-150 pickup with a black bumper guard near I-40 westbound. Police say he's under risk of injury or harm and has a medical condition. A jury trial is set for one of 2 men involved in the shooting of 2 Tulsa police officers, Sergeant Craig Johnson, who died, and Officer Arash Zarkashan, who continues to recover. Accused getaway driver Matthew Hall will go before a jury on January 4th. He was originally charged with accessory to murder. That was changed to accessory after shooting with intent to kill, because Sergeant Johnson was not dead at the time. Police say Hall drove the accused shooter, David Ware, away from the scene near 21st and Memorial. Hall pleaded not guilty. David Ware was also in court Monday. His district court arraignment was pushed back to Friday. The Black Lives Matter street mural is no longer in the Greenwood district this morning. We brought you live looks as crews started this road work yesterday morning. The work was already scheduled before the mural was painted in mid-June. We talked with activists, though, who say the road work concerns them.
The demolition stops at the end of the word, right? If you notice where it stops where the K was. It doesn't even cover all of the Greenwood that needs to be repaved.
Tulsa is the only city to remove a Black Lives Matter mural from a city street. For the first time in modern history, Oklahoma has 6 presidential candidates on its ballot, including 3 independent candidates. The last time the state had even 1 independent candidate was back in 1992. We talked with Jade Simmons from Houston, Texas, who has a background as a musician and a motivational speaker. She's listed as a presidential candidate on the ballot here in Oklahoma and in Louisiana, and is a registered write-in in other states. Simmons says she truly is an independent candidate and doesn't share the views of either the left or the right.
The through theme of my life has been entering unexpected rooms in order to provide unexpected outcomes. And the outcome we need now is uncommon, common ground, which I happen to believe, along with 60% of America right now, is that we're not going to find that common ground with the 2 parties that we have leading the way.
Simmons' campaign is based around what she calls Operation Restoration. She's in favor of raising the national minimum wage and is focused on job creation. She wants to build education and criminal justice reform measures. Cool temperatures out there this morning. Meteorologist Michael Sagers in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking another nice day ahead. Still a long time until we'll see the sun.
Yeah, still got a ways to go before sunrise in about 10 minutes.
The time now 4:41. Here's another live look at Tulsa International Airport as they look to make budget cuts. Just how much they say their partnership with the Tulsa Fire Department costs and what cutting ties would look like.
Don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it. You're going to beat it. We have the best medical equipment. We have the best medicines, all developed recently. And you're going to beat it.
A positive message despite more positive tests. The latest members of the Trump administration now confirmed to have coronavirus.
She said emphatically, "We're not going to serve you." And I said, "Unfortunate officer." She said, yeah, we prefer not to. And the artist, it's their personal preference.
A retired police officer says he was denied a tattoo, what he wanted and why he was refused. 4:44, in a developing story, Tulsa International Airport will likely cut ties with the Tulsa Fire Department after decades of working together. Fox 23's Amanda Gilbert is live outside the airport with why this is being considered.
Michelle, we're told this is happening because the airport can't afford the Tulsa Fire Department. Now, right now, the Fire Department, I'm Amanda Gilbert, Fox 23 News.
Tulsa's Black Wall Street Art Gallery's new location in New York City is already seeing a lot of interest even before it's officially open. We told you last month when the owner, Dr. Rico Wright, announced a new location opening in Soho. He tells us hundreds of visitors have already stopped by to welcome the new gallery to the neighborhood. It officially opens Saturday. A 5-year-old girl in Sapulpa spent her weekend selling lemonade to support police. Avery Lemon, look at that, Avery's Lemonade Stand. Get it? It's spelled with 2 M's like her last name. She wanted to buy these officers lunch, and she wound up raising more than enough to do that.
Avery wanted to make sure the officers had enough energy in order to be able to catch all the bad people. So she decided that she needed to buy them a healthy lunch.
In the end, Avery raised almost $450. Patriot Cafe matched Avery's donations, providing Sapulpa Police with nearly $1,000. Sapulpa Police say they may use some of that money to add a K-9 officer to the force. That's a lot more than just lunch. A family is reunited with their dog. He was missing for more than 3 years. Lauren Turner says this dog, Copper, got out of the backyard in Oologah in February of 2017, and she's been searching for him ever since. Collinsville Animal Control says they found a dog on a work site. They were surprised to find a microchip. Copper and Lauren were finally reunited after all this time. She says she is so grateful to those animal control officers and for the microchip.
Still like disbelief. I still like look at him and can't believe that he's home.
Copper has some medical issues and has had a couple of surgeries, but he is on the road to recovery now. Collinsville Animal Shelter is having a microchip event Saturday. It's $15 to get your cat or dog microchipped. What a great idea. Glad to see them back together. Cool temperatures out there this morning. Meteorologist Michael Sagers in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking another great day ahead. We are living right this week.
Yeah, we certainly are. Yesterday, 76 degrees for the high in Tulsa. About 2 minutes.
The time now is 4:50.
And we really wanted to offer our guests an opportunity to do that on Halloween, again, when there's less opportunities to go out, trick-or-treating, haunted houses, etc.
A fun way to see a scary movie where you'll be able to take your family to celebrate Halloween.
Creating a zone of safety of at least 10 feet between hot items and your children will help prevent scald injuries and contact burns.
Teaching your kids fire safety. The room in your house, Tulsa firefighters say, leads to the most burns. A local football team is looking for opponents Friday night. Which game is called off because of coronavirus? 454 students in Morris Public Schools will switch to online learning today. An employee at Morris Elementary tested positive for COVID-19. The plan at this point is for students in Morris to return to in-person classes on Monday, the 19th. Broken Arrow's Warren Theater is getting ready to temporarily close again. Regal Cinemas is closing all 535 locations across the country starting Thursday. During the pandemic, movie studios have been reluctant to release many new films. Organizers at the Castle of Muskogee say the first weekend of their Halloween festival had a spooky good crowd. They say almost everyone wore a mask without even being reminded. They say they're grateful for everyone's flexibility dealing with safety precautions. The Halloween festival is happening every weekend this month. In Rogers County, the Italian-owned tissue manufacturing company Sofidil officially opened its new plant. We told you when that company held a job fair to fill 150 positions in Inola. There's a look at the large $360 million facility. It will produce about 120,000 tons of paper goods each year, including toilet paper and paper towels. 455, phasing students back into classrooms. The timeline to get Tulsa students back to in-person learning before the end of the year. An entire grade sent home over a coronavirus scare. What Pawnee school leaders are doing before the kids come back.